Hey, I'm Jared Ribble with NRCA. Today we're talking about Pro certification, specifically the Slate certification. And I have with me Gary Howes from the Durable Slate Company, who helped design the assessment for the Slate certification. So Gary, let's start with, who do you think is the right person to take the Slate certification assessment?
So I think the person that's going to do the best in the PROCert program is an installer who is skilled and experienced at the application, but also is the decision maker on the job for the details, particularly things about laying out the roof in particular, for different slopes, headlaps, and that type of thing. I think someone that doesn't have that opportunity to make those decisions is going to probably struggle a little bit with this. So it's really going to be the well-rounded installer.
What is one of the first things that an assessor is going to ask the installer to do?
So the first step in the assessing is a verbal question between the assessor and the participant. They're going to get questions about personal fall arrest systems, safety. Then they go into things about different situations where you have different slope roofs, and how would you figure out the proper headlap? And there are other questions that are designed to challenge the installer on being able to decide or know which length nail they should use based on the thickness of the slate and things of that nature. Things that you can't really demonstrate easily on the practice roof, but you can actually ask those questions. Task force felt like it was really important to show a valley, a soil boot or pipe flashing, or a bridge detail, as well as rake and eave with drip edge, underlayment, and so forth. As well as step flashing and a head wall. So all those elements we felt like are pretty common details that a slate roofer is going to run into in the average or typical slate roof. And so we feel like that mock-up has all those elements, but it's also scaled very specifically to be the right size so that we can use typical or normal size slates within that smaller mock-up. In this particular case, the first thing the installer has to understand and appreciate is to follow those instructions to the T. This mock-up is unique because it's smaller, everything's scaled down, and so the assessor is looking for very specific details and very specific actions that are laid out in that assignment. So I'd say that's number one, is follow the instructions closely. There's no trick questions in there. There's nothing really trying to be covert about catching you making a mistake. We want every installer to be able to pass this, right? But it's also challenging. All the installers and the owners or superintendents will get a copy of the assignment, and it's important that team work together on that mock-up days before the assessor shows up to make sure they're familiar with the layout, they're familiar with the assessment. One of the more common mistakes that we see in the industry is installers not providing or installing the slates with the proper headlap. And that can be a major fail and a major flunk for the entire roof. So we wanted to make sure anybody that we considered PROCertified, they really could identify that difference in slopes and know exactly what to do to make sure they installed the slate properly. So on one side, we have them put on a random width slate. The other side, we put on a standard size slate.
I think he is just giving you some clues to what the assessor is going to be looking for. Folks, go to nrca.net, download the readiness resources for the Slate certification exam. It's all there. We want you to be prepared. If someone wants to earn this certification, but they just don't think that they're quite ready, what are the resources that can help them get ready?
Well, there's a few really good ones. I would start with the NRCA's Steep Slope Manual, and the National Slate Association has a great book that's very slate-centric. It's called the Slate Roofs Design and Installation Manual. For the hands-on training, you can always reach out to the Slate Roofing Contractors Association and sign up for one of their classes.
Why is this so important to you? Why is this so important to our industry for installers to be PROCertified?
It's got multiple reasons. I think for the installer, it puts a stamp on your ability. It elevates you. It makes you a true professional, recognized just like a certified electrician or a licensed plumber. I think for the contractor, it helps as a recruitment tool. If you as a contractor are training and staying engaged with your employees to help develop their career and provide a pro certification opportunity, I think you're going to attract better quality people and people that are probably intending to be with your company longer term. And I think for the overall industry, it helps elevate the industry, whether it's Slate or roofing in general.